Hello and welcome to Azur Lane Meta. If after this video you want to help support the channel, please check out my affiliate store at kit.co/AzurLaneMeta. Welcome back, guys. If you've ever opened up Operation Siren and played a little bit, you will have noticed this big glaring thing that is Operation Siren will reset the whole world. At the time of recording this video, it will be 16 days. It will be less than that by the time this video gets out, probably. And so we want to talk today about what happens after reset. First things first, reset happens at the beginning, the first day at midnight of every month. It was skipped for the month of January just to give us a little bit of time because it was implemented on December 22nd. So this actual first season was actually longer than our typical reset for Operation Siren. So this obviously will be on February 1st. So let's talk about what first will reset. First things first is all of these cells here will reset. It will reset to exactly how it looked like at the beginning. So you guys will have to redo all of it every month. Now, people for the main story, you won't get those free 0 AP re-clears once you've cleared through it, from what I'm told, but you will have to clear through all of the map once again. So that's kind of interesting in terms of giving us more things. Next up, exploration progress over here, or stars, are not going to reset every time there is a world reset, and that's good because if you ever know about Operation Siren stars, they're extremely hard to get and impossible to finish all 360 in a single season. More on that in another video, but this is only going to reset every other season. So we have two basically seasons of Siren resets. These happen once again every month, so they're not necessarily coincided with the Ashes Showdown like Hero, which ends in the middle of March. We don't have any official word yet on the adaptivity or the commander stats, but I would be absolutely shocked if they didn't reset back to normal, but that's not been officially confirmed from an official outlet. It's just a speculation, but I believe that adaptability will be reset just like the rest of the world. If we go here into storage, we're going to be looking at items that get reset. So anything in the item category here, which include your gold plates, your rainbow plates, your specific gear designs, your top secret ordinances, and your new Operation Siren materials are all safe. Everything in gear is normal, so that's all safe here. Everything in materials, on the other hand, is going to be reset, deleted, eliminated. You can't keep it across the reset. Most notably, action points are going to be deleted. So spam those babies like crazy. They are not going to be able to be held across the resets, so just get rid of them. Same thing for emergency repairs, the potion things. Spam those like crazy. Feel free to use them to your heart's content, because at the end of the season, you can't use them anymore. Everything else in here all converts into what is called a supply voucher coupon. These can be used at the exchange shop here, which can be traded in. Right now you see I have 0 coupons here, but that's because I didn't have a season last time. This is the first season ever. You will then be able to purchase these for the next season. Not everything here is really great. The high efficiency stuff is great for doubling your XP and doubling your oil cost for clear moded main story and event story stuff. That's effective, but once again, these Siren coordinates are kind of nice, but totally this is not a great shop. But if you wanted to say buy out the whole shop here, it would cost you 5,910 supply voucher coupons. Keep that in mind for later. So now that we know what we can spend those supply voucher coupons, what is our exchange rate? So first and foremost, Operation Supply coins. These 100 to 1, so 100th of a supply shop voucher basically. And then when we go into the special item tokens, these go 1 to 1. And then if we go into the energy storage devices, these go 1 to 5. So you'll get 5 out of here. And for the coordinates, there are Siren coordinates and regular coordinates, but we won't get into that, another video for that. But effectively, the lowest level will give you 20, and the highest, hardest level will give you 200. If you don't want to do math at the bottom of the screen, it will auto-calculate this number for you. So you can just look at this, and if you're like me, you should have absolutely under no circumstances have more than 5,910 of these vouchers, because that's all you can spend it on. Everything else above that is a waste. And I'm not saying you should have 5,910. I'm just saying there is zero utility that you gain from having more than that. I mean, there are certain things in those that you might not even be interested in purchasing, like 1,000 coins. A lot of us don't really care too much about that. But the point is, you shouldn't go above that. So use up everything in here. I imagine that you should get to 5,910 very easily through just coins and energy storage devices that are left over. Spend out all of those special item tokens, and once again, use all of your coordinate loggers. In terms of AP and emergency repairs, those cannot be used for any redemption value. Use them all up. And finally, we get to these SR gear and UR gear designs. These are the universal ones. Oddly enough, if they are designated to a specific gun or to a torpedo, they go into the item section. And if they're universal, they go here. So this led a lot of us to worry that these will get reset too. If you look in on one of them, there is no details that will tell you what they exchange to. Now, last week when people in my server had tested this, when you turned one in, this number would go down by 400, implying that the game considered that it would turn into 400 supply voucher coupons. And that was really nervous. And so I was extremely nervous about being like, okay, you have to use all the universal ones before reset happened. However, in the most recent patch notes, these have been changed, so they no longer be exchanged into these supply voucher coupons. To prove it, I will change one of these, and you'll look, here is 7895, and if we change it to a aircraft one, it will stay at 7895. So it no longer decreases by 400 like it was doing last week. If you guys are wondering, for gear designs in the future, they will no longer be put in the material section. They'll be put in the item section of the depot. As you can see here, these are ones that I picked up today. This is strange because the ones you got before the update actually stay in the materials section, and the ones after the update stay in the items section. So it kind of switches 50-50. I'm told that the ones in the materials section will be converted to the new source at the end of the season. However, if you want to be extra sure, just make sure to spend them before the end of the season, or at the very least, screenshot how many you have before we end the season. But going forward, these will carry over between resets. Just be a little wary of this first one. Bugs do happen. Have you ever wondered how I get my game footage for Azur Lane? Well, I use my computer and BlueStacks. BlueStacks is an Android emulator for PC, and it allows you to play mobile games like Azur Lane on your computer. If you're interested in an Android emulator, there are referral download links in the description under affiliates. So if you were wondering about Hero actually stays until March 18th, which is not on schedule with any of the world resets. All of the data sync and all of that sort of thing will stay normal. You won't lose any of the materials like the nano, the neuroplastic, or whatever. They stay, so you don't have to worry about anything with the meta lab. Also important to note that while stars are not going to be resetting at the end of this month, they will reset every other cycle according to the tutorial in the game. So that means that we'll only have 2 months to complete all of the stars, and then they were reset. So this is the whole map of the world broken down into ABDE, world passages and sectors and stuff like that, just to give you a sense. But also here are the total rewards from the star progressions. This will reset every other cycle. Each cycle is every 2 months. So that resets every 2 months. Here I'm showing you all the rewards that you can gain and how you get them for each passage. There are 5 objectives that you have to clear and you get these rewards. And this will carry over from this reset, but then we'll reset at the end of February going into March. And we'll do that every subsequent 2 months. Basically, it's a lot of materials that you basically can get from this, but it's also a lot of grind work. So this is a lot of work and end game content to do if you want to keep up with all of the resources. If you guys notice here, it's mentioning the 5 sectors that it's broken up into 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is number 5. If we jump here and we try to click on this, it says that the zone is not to be unlocked yet. So effectively, this is kind of leading to speculation that this will be unlocked at the end of the reset. This, once again, is speculation. We don't have any confirmation on what happens in the zone. We do know what the zones look like once they are opened up, but we don't know when it unlocks. Our guess is that there will be at the end of reset, but once again, that's speculation, unlike most of the other things in this video. On top of that, there is a theory that the red ports here will flip. Right now, the red ports are completely useless. If you go into one of the ports, there's nothing there, and once in a while there will be missions that here, but that's with any port, whether it's red or blue. If you go into the port, it is basically always completely empty and whatnot. You have to wait for the reset. So this right here indicates to a lot of people speculating that the red ports and the blue ports will switch after the reset, where we will now play on the side of the Axis instead of the Allies, and that the ports that are red will now be effective and the ports that are blue will be kind of these worthless points. Not sure about that. This is once again just speculation and rumor because of what is said on that screen there. But ultimately, it would be kind of weird to me if these red ports were completely useless outside of arbitrary missions that could have been spawned in literally any port, and we already have 4 blue ports, so why couldn't they just do it in that? So my guess is that we switch sides or something of the sort, that after reset we get in some action with these red ports. This goes hand in hand with the Chinese translated Wikipedia, which quote starts a war. Now they don't really describe what happens or what the war is, but the speculation is that this center opens up and that the war will allow us to do stuff with the red ports, whether it flips the red and blue ports or gives us some sort of ability to use them. I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to find out when it resets in 16 days. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more information on Azur Lane, or more specifically Operation Siren, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video. Thank you so much.